Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. I didn't think I was going to get a video in today. So far, so good. Today was forecast for a lot of rain, which is probably still yet to come. And unfortunately, the wind is picking up a bit since I set off home. So hopefully that won't be too bad to contaminate anything. This graveyard's got a few maintenance people. Well, I say maintenance. Looks like there's a guy digging a grave over the back there. I see mounds of earth and stuff, I don't know. But anywho, I'm stood in a very old section here. Some of these are dating back to the early 1900s, although this one here is 1891, 1873. And there's a newer section at the back. Actually, there's a newer section in between the old ones at the back. Let's take a little wander over here. I feel this section here, almost as if they're trying to cram them all in. The other thing as well, I'm right next to a main road. It's not ideal today, is it really? But if I don't get a video in on this today, or the next coming 2 days before I return back to work, there'll be no content to upload this week. So it was either this or nothing. I'd rather have something, but you know, we'll see how it goes. Good morning, spirits. I've come here this morning in the hope to communicate with you, with all of you, whoever can. If anyone has the ability to do so, I would appreciate it if you could come forward, make your presence known, you know, by way of footsteps, knocking, tapping, tap on a grave, throw a stick or a stone towards my general direction. I mean you no harm. I don't wish to be harmed. And I come here, as I said, or may or may not have said, with the full respect. I'm holding the device in my hand. It's a camera. Some of the newer graves, obviously, the spirits will know what I'm on about. But maybe some of the older graves from the early 1800s, well, you might still know, you might not, but the technology's changed since then. But if you come forward and you talk into it, it should pick up your voice. I've also got a microphone on my chest. If you come towards that and speak into that as well, and ultimately, if you could show yourself in front of myself, preferably the camera, that would be fantastic. Any spirits that want to come and follow me around this cemetery, graveyard, cemetery, feel free to do so. You have my full permission. There's a lot of graves here, the older ones, that are in poor condition. I know, you get that. That's to be expected, you know, where the families have passed on and there's no one to look after. And so, some of them are in quite bad condition, but so far it's not been as bad as the previous cemetery I went to. That Rycroft in Walsall. Funnily enough, this cemetery I'm in is also in Walsall. This cemetery happens to be Bloxwich. And from the previous investigation where I stumbled across Christine Darby's grave, I did do a little bit of research, a bit of digging, and apparently Diana Tift is buried here. I have a rough idea where, but I'm just gonna play that one by ear. I don't know how, like Christine's grave, I felt a bit uncomfortable. Obviously, I was glad to find the grave. The curiosity, like if you've seen it, the curiosity got the better of me. I wanted to do a little bit of call out, but I tried to keep it as minimal as possible. And I feel probably the same today with Diana's. Is it Diana? I said Diane and then I said Diana because I've read different places, different websites. They've all had a name different, spelled differently. I guess a grave will confirm if it's Diane or Diana. But even if the spirit of Diana is here, I'd like to think you've rested in peace. But if you can communicate, along with any of the other spirits here, that would be fantastic. But is there any spirits here powerful enough to come forward to do so? Like I said, I would really appreciate it if you could. '30s, 1960s. Oh, bloody hell. I was nearly going to walk on that. I didn't even notice it was there. To any spirits, if I've walked over your grave, it's not intentional. Because I feel there's probably a few graves here that don't even have any markings anymore. I might be wrong, but the cemetery does feel very old, in parts anyway. It really is a shame about the wind. I hope it doesn't get any worse. I hope it doesn't contaminate this too bad. It would be nice if we had more of visual activity because of the wind, or if any spirits want to come forward and make it clear, obvious, you know, that you're talking into the camera or the microphone, that would be fantastic. I did say earlier that I saw a guy digging. It looked like he was digging, and I saw the mounds of earth, but from a distance I thought these were potential graves. Clearly not. These graves I'm walking through here are dating back, I'm seeing, from the 60s. Oh, there's a 2002. What I've seen 1960s, 70s and 80s. But I started wandering this way because I saw from a distance this grave here. Oh, born the 7th of November 1983, died the 19th of February 1984. Man, 3 months old. Unbelievable. Now that section in the distance, I might wander over there because it looks a little bit more sheltered. But first of all, my gut feeling tells me to come this way. I can hear children in the distance, so there must be a school nearby. Obviously it's playtime for them. More noise contamination. I did say the graveyards in the countryside were the better ones for noise, for less noise contamination. Now this section here, I'm only going off memory, but when I was Googling Diana Tiff's grave, it looked like it was in this section here. Whether I find it or not, I don't know. Right, I just stopped recording for a second just to check on some of my screenshots that I've taken from Google Maps. And I do believe I'm heading towards Diana's grave. According to the map, I'm going to be right next to where the houses are, which is beyond this fence here. And we got this pathway here, and there should be another pathway which I'm not seeing. Oh, hang on, there's a bit of a path here. So what I'm going to do is, there we go. If I walk along these graves here, right, I think I've come too far this side. I'd have thought by now I would have come across it. Considering the last one was a needle in a haystack, this one's proven a little difficult to find. Right, I've consulted the old screenshot again, and I think I've gone a bit too far out the way. So I'm looking for where the line of the houses end, which is here. So the grave should be beyond that hedge. There's a lot more people than I would like in this cemetery. A lot of them are just passing through. You can't blame people for that. It's just if they come up to you and ask you what you're doing. Well, when I looked at findagrave.com and I saw Diane's grave, I wasn't just looking at a grave, I was looking at the background. What trees were there? What was in the far distance? Which way the houses lined up, if there was any scene, you know, stuff, just daft things like that. And I thought it was down this way. Tell you what, considering I've got transition glasses, when the sun gets in my eyes, I can't see nothing. And I'll be honest with you, I'm struggling to find the little girl's grave. Maybe I should come another time. I don't know. I'm struggling to find the grave. I know she's here. I know she's here. But I just wanted to visit her grave, as I did with Christine's. It'd be nice to find it. Come on, Diana Tift. Give me a clue. Nope, it doesn't look like I'm going to find it. Man, that sun is absolutely blinding. I hope the wind is not affecting the sound too much. So anyway, back to the investigation. Spirits, if you want to come forward. Man, I feel gutted I can't find a grave. I've looked at the pictures and things just look slightly different. What if it's one of the graves that's pointing this way? Because I've checked them all that way. I've one last look, I'll go that way. And see if I can find the little girl's grave. And if I can't, well, back to the investigation anyway. If any spirits want to come forward, I'd appreciate it if you could. I think I've spent long enough looking for her grave. I know she's here. What's kind of putting me off from really having a good proper look is the fact that the weather's changing for the worst. And I don't know how long it's going to last without rain. And there's people in the distance over that way visiting graves. So I think I'll head this way. Does any spirits want to come forward? Come and have a chat with me. Walking right into the sun. Right, I thought I'd put the spirit talker on just to sort of give me an idea what to do, where to go.
Children want to speak.
Children want to speak. Yeah, and I want to speak as well with Diana Tift or anybody else, any other children. The first word that come up was feel. The only thing I feel is the wind. It's quite a chilly morning. I haven't forgot my gloves. They're in the car. I just felt didn't need them today. However, I need that wind to bugger off. I wonder if I head to this section over here, we might get a little bit of shelter from the houses. Any spirits come forward? Could you say your name in this device?
You remind me of someone.
I've had that before. Do I now? He's not on YouTube by any chance, is he? He's not on YouTube by any chance, is he? Could you speak through this device? Tell me your name. Needle in a haystack, but I see if I can find your grave.
Do you believe we're real?
Yes, I do believe you're real, because I've seen you before. Maybe it's not you personally.
I died right here.
Could you tell me how you died? Unusual to die in a graveyard, but would you care to elaborate on that?
Float.
Float.
Anyone.
Was gonna set up a tripod and get out more equipment. I've got the thermal with me, but people are passing through and out to public right away.
Do you mean harm?
No, I don't mean any harm whatsoever, and I don't wish to be harmed. As you can see, I don't think you can see in the distance, there's an old couple just passing through. That's fair enough. But I don't want them to be, I don't want to be tripod out and everything. You know what I mean? It's just, it's a little bit awkward. You know, if I'm stood somewhere and I have to get up and move. It's a shame really, because I'm a little bit more sheltered over this side as well. So could you give me your name, please? Don't mind me walking through this place. You can feel free to follow me. I'd love it if you showed yourself in front of me though. That would be fantastic.
Do you like Satan?
Do I like Satan? Well, there's not many reasons to like Satan, is there? But could you prove to me that Satan exists? On the same side, could you prove to me that God exists? If Satan wants to come forward and show itself, I say it, because I don't know if Satan is male or female. Stereotypically, I'd expect it to be male. I don't know why. Same with God, but who's to say they're not female if they exist? Which, no, I'm afraid I don't believe there's a God.
Are you aware I'm here?
No, I'm not aware. Are you going to show yourself?
Buzzing.
Buzzing.
Blanche.
As I was saying before, I do believe there was a religious man many, many years ago by the name of Jesus. Yeah, he probably existed. But a great God in the sky? Sorry, not unless you can prove that. Likewise with Satan. It's just my opinion, that's all. It's just my opinion, that's all. Everybody is entitled to their own. So come on, make this device relevant, please. Why don't you not make this device relevant and say a name that I could potentially find on the grave? I would love it if a spirit could come forward and talk to me, whisper in any of the devices. That would be fantastic, that. I'll knock it off for a bit. Because sometimes the thing just waffles on. Any spirit want to come forward? Just looking up ahead, there's a bunch of people there and they've been in that section for ages. I don't know, they're just people dossing around or they're just visiting a grave. I don't know, they're just people dossing around or they're just visiting a grave. It's hard to tell from here. The wind died down there for a minute or two momentarily and it became very peaceful. Are there any spirits that are able to come forward, please? I can introduce myself again. My name is Dave. Could you tell me your name? You know you can come forward and talk to me. That's what I'm here for. You know, even if I don't get anything paranormal, it's still always beautiful to walk through these places. Well, I say that hypocritically because you're walking amongst the dead, aren't you? But it's nice, but it's not. I'm sure you guys understand what I'm on about. Any spirits want to come forward? I keep saying that over and over again. Be fantastic if you could. I've come a long way, spirits. I've not felt anything eerie. I've not heard anything unusual, apart from the damn wind. Now, I was going to go down that section, but those people that are down there have been there for absolutely ages. So I shall give that one a miss. But I do know this section here, somewhere, Diane Tiffs is buried. Like I say, guys, I probably wasn't gonna, I want not to be disrespectful to herself or her family, but I was gonna do a little subtle call out next to her grave, just like I did with Christine. But maybe there's a reason why I couldn't find the grave. It was not meant to be. Just to leave her to rest in peace. Oh yeah, and for the record, I've looked for Margaret Reynolds, and it doesn't matter how deep I dig on the internet, there's absolutely no way of knowing where she's buried. If she's buried, she may well be cremated, I don't know. I would have thought back in the day she would have been buried. All I know is that she lived in the Aston area, and that's it. I don't know anything else. It's gone a bit quieter now. Look at the state of that building. I assume that was a church back in its day. For the size of the building, you would have thought it'd be nice to have it brought back to life. You know, have some sort of services here and what have you. Well, if there's any spirits that can come forward, I'm going to run this little device here. I'd appreciate it if you could come and chat to me through this device. Could anybody come forward and tell me their name? Are there any spirits in this graveyard, this cemetery, that are not happy? Maybe you're not at peace. Maybe you died too early. Would you be able to come forward and say that? To confirm it, maybe tell me your name. If you say my name, then I know you're here with me. There's a lot of people in this cemetery now visiting graves. It's kind of off-putting trying to do an investigation, which I'm trying to stay out of other people's way. Would anybody like to agree with what I'm saying through this device? Should I come back another day? Is that someone saying family? Is there a family of spirits here? Are you okay with me being here? Because I feel a little bit uncomfortable, if I'm honest, being here. Not because of the dead, but because of the living. Do you think it's time that I should leave? concentrate on another place. Well, I don't know what it is, guys, but the last few times I've used the Spirit Talker, I feel nothing in the moment, although some of you have pointed out certain words and phrases that I never picked up, and I've gone back over it and I've heard the words and phrases that you've said. So, but I appreciate everybody that does that. Well, I'm here, and the chances of me probably coming back here are very, very slim, I would have thought. But I'm thinking, should I go and try Diane's grave one more time? Or should I just leave it? Do you know what? I'm going to leave it because the poor girl, she should just be left be and let her family weird. I felt as if there was something behind me, like it's gone dead still. Momentarily, I'm sure, but it just felt there was somebody close by to me. I really hope whatever it was can or has been picked up on the camera. But yeah, as I was saying, Diana, her family, I'll just leave it for them to pay their respects. I'd like to pay my respects. Maybe if I'm passing by the place, I might pop in. I could, theoretically, as I'm here, just say, to hell with it. I'm here. Look for a grave. I'll find it if I'm looking hard enough. But I'm just going to leave it. But if the girl wants to show herself or communicate in future investigations, when I'm back in Cannock, that would be fantastic. But that would be regarding where she was left, I suppose, without going into detail. Unrelated, has to be unrelated to the black-eyed child. So anyway, guys, this investigation, it hasn't turned out in my head how I planned it. More so for the fact that I didn't think this is going to happen today, because I thought it was forecasted for rain. And when I got here, the wind has just picked up the whole time, but now the wind has stopped. I feel like I want to continue and carry on, but at the same time I'm thinking, I don't know, am I going to pick anything else up? But I feel, obviously I won't know until I go through the footage and I'll piece it together and edit and what have you, but yeah, very, very strange one, if I'm honest. Very strange. This graveyard is a little bit smaller than the last one I went to in no, this one's Bloxwich. The other one was Rycroft. Some very old graves here. Some are in poor condition, but a lot of the graves here it's pretty bog standard for what you would see in a cemetery. This place, I feel, is a lot better. And funny enough, the last time when I went in the graveyard, the last time I said I felt sadness, I don't feel sadness here. But I don't feel calmness as well, because I feel there's something potentially in this place that is not right. I'm thinking when you're getting back to the good spirits and the bad spirits, I don't know if it'll be a certain time of the day, I don't know. Generally I try to get here early in the mornings. I couldn't do that this morning because it was chucking it down. So it's probably midday now. But I feel if I came early in the morning, the atmosphere may well be different. You can't get in here at night time because it's one of them again. It opens at 8 o'clock and it closes at 4. But yeah, I'm waffling on. Anyway guys, I think I'm going to bring this video to an end. Like I say, it's not a video that I had in my mind. I'm hoping that it turns out okay in the end. But not to worry, because there are more videos coming. So I'd like to say thank you all very much for sticking with this one. I'd appreciate it if you give it a little like, give it a thumbs up. And don't forget guys, whoever hasn't subscribed, if you're passing by and you like this sort of content, please consider subscribing and hit that bell notification, because that'll notify you when I upload all new videos. So I'm going to take this opportunity again to say thank you so much guys, for everybody that's subscribed, all the lovely comments, and I'll see you guys all on the next video. Thank you, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you all on the next one.